What's going on, my friends? This is Dustin Stelzer with Electrician U. Today I wanted to talk about a hole saw kit that I was recently sent from Diablo. This thing is really cool. It is an electrician's hole saw kit. So it is only the sizes that you need really for conduit. Now, as electricians, we use all kinds of sizes. Really, there's like bizarre little oddities. So I always keep, tons of different sizes on me for really weird specific things. Sometimes you're cutting in a certain can housing that's a little bit different than other can housings. Sometimes you need like a little bit of extra room, or there's just weird situations that we use different size hole saw kits for. So what I want to talk about though is that they have a specific hole saw kit for electricians. It's 16 pieces. Inside you see you've got everything from half-inch conduit, which I believe this is a 7/8 actual saw. Yeah, so it's a 7/8 bit, but it's for half-inch conduit. You've got half-inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. That's pretty awesome. So I love Diablo stuff, like just all the way. I'm a really big fan of all their carbide stuff. This is not a carbide set. This is just a standard hole saw set. So what I think is cool about this set is they have this little snap lock deal for putting their bits in. They have a couple adapters too, because y'all know that like some hole saws have a small thread for the arbor, and some of them have a bigger thread. So the difference between these two means that you normally have to have two different arbors, which I have. Like you can see all these damn different arbors that I've got for different things. And the reason I have so many is because a lot of them have little set screws in them. So it sucks to have to go get an Allen wrench and pull it out. And some of them are different sized Allens. So I like to just keep kind of one use in one arbor and just set that aside. I've got one for masonry that I keep just because, sometimes I've got some of these hole saw bits, none of these actually, I don't know where they are, but I've got some that are just for masonry. So if you're cutting through stone or something like that. So I just keep a masonry bit on, and that's what I drill masonry with. Some of these I've just got longer pilot bits on. Some of them are shorter, it's just multi-use, I guess. But what's cool with the Diablo kit is they've got the snap lock technology, so you don't have to sit and try to thread all of your hole saws on and then line up these little holes inside of their arbors. Come with this little deal, so these things snap right in. This is one of them. So if you want to take this out, you just open it, pops right out. It'll pop this whole base out if you choose to use one of these bases with an existing, somebody else's brand of hole saw. Or if you need one of the skinnier ones, again, you just stick this in, pop it in place, and you're good to go. You stick your bit in there and it locks in place. But what these things really are adapters so that you can use other people's hole saws with this Diablo kit. You'll notice the bottoms of these are all tacked in place. Like they are welded in there. So every single one of the bits has one of these bases on it. I don't really like this about it, but I understand what they're doing, and they're just trying to make it more simplistic. So instead of having to, stick one of these things on, screw it in, pull this little guy back to get those teeth in place, sit and screw all this in place, line up the little holes, and snap everything into place. This one I actually have to screw in place. It's just a lot of shit. It's a lot of like doing stuff, and then it's still kind of loose in there, but it's workable. So with the Diablo set, these things literally just slide on and snap in place, and that's it. When you're done, boom, take it out, got a different hole, boom. It just saves you time. So another thing that I like about the Diablo setup is look how deep these are compared to a lot of the other brands that you're going to have. It's easier to clean everything out because they have 3 points that you can put a screwdriver in there and pry out with. Now, I personally like Forstner bits more than anything, and I'll do a video on the Diablo Forstner bits that they just sent me, just because you don't have material that gets stuck in the thing and you got to sit and clean out. Forstner bits, you just drill a hole and the shit flies out everywhere. So, different topic for a different day. But I like the added depth that they have. I like that there's more holes. And I like that you don't have to sit and try to align everything. It just snaps in, snaps out. So that's really convenient. Last thing that I want to talk about is I was talking about these different size kits, adapter kits that come with these. So if you, obviously, like if you were just going to try to use this like it is and you wanted to put another bit in here, sorry, let me get this thing set up. I've got too much shit going on. If you wanted to use this, there's nothing to like hold it on. So you have to have an adapter. You have to have another piece that slides in place. That's why they give you these. And then it spins and it sets. Now, it doesn't line up with the holes on the inside. There's no teeth on it that stick in, so this thing can loosen up over time. That's a problem that I've noticed with them. So whatever, it's half of one, half of another, a dozen of halves, half of a dozen of one and three of another. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But if you have smaller bits too, they've got a smaller thread size. So when you've got really tiny stuff like this one, I just love that you don't have to screw on and screw off with the bits that come with this. So this whole like screwing on, screwing off thing is kind of a pain in the ass once you've been using one of these kits. But anyways, if you've got, you know, smaller hole size, that works perfectly. If you've got a bigger hole size, this one works perfectly. You get the idea. So love that. It comes with 2 pilot bits. Pilot bits are a little big compared to like a lot of the other pilot bits, which, you know, no real big problem there. It's just something to note. They seem a little bit longer too than most regular pilot bits are, which is kind of cool. I like that. The size of the actual base of the bit is thicker than most of the arbors that I have. So if you look at the difference between these two or this one, they're all a little bit different. So how they fit in the chuck still works. If you've got a 1/2 inch chuck on your drill, there's no problem there. You're not going to be sticking in, you know, it in one of your impacts. None, actually, I don't think there's any arbors that'll go into an impact because they're all over a 1/4 inch. And I don't know why you would use an impact anyways if you're using a hole saw, like you were drilling a hole. You're not trying to torque something down. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's really cool. I still do not discount having other brands and other sizes. There's so many reasons as an electrician to keep multiple different sizes of stuff. You know, if you're cutting out holes in enclosures and junction boxes, if you're doing like this, I use for ceiling tiles in commercial buildings, also just for sheetrock. Sometimes you have different size can housings. So like these two, you could cut an entire hole out for a can, but this is one brand and this is a different brand of cans. So you need to keep different sizes around. So the idea of the electrician set is really cool because it's for conduit specifically. It's all your conduit sizes, but it is still kind of lacking in the fact that we use way more than this for all of the other materials and lights and stuff that we install, light boxes, I mean, all kinds of stuff. So either way, I think it's really cool. I love Diablo stuff. Always really sharp, always high quality, and they're always trying to think outside the box. So go Diablo. Love you people. See you in the next one.